Hi, how are you, teacher?
Hi, how are you? How are
Hi,
you? How are you today?
I am fine, Alhamdulillah. How are
Excellent.
you?
I'm very well, thank you. Whereabouts are you? Which country do you live in?
I live in Saudi Arabia. I am from Yemen.
Wonderful. And how long have you been with Cambly?
Today, first time.
Wow, it's your first time. And what made you join? What made you join Cambly?
Yesterday, June. Today,
Yeah.
number one.
So why did you want to improve your English? Is it for business, for studies, for travel?
Business and study.
Okay. So since it's your first lesson, have you had a look at the lesson plans? Or did you mainly want to practice conversation?
Yes, I need practice conversation.
Perfect. So just to let you know is you can look at the lesson plans and you have slides to follow to learn things, and you do have a bit of conversation, but a lot of people like yourself, what they want is they want to practice their conversation skills, their listening skills, their speaking skills, understanding, and then build it up from there. So is there anything in particular that you would like to work on or that you find more difficult? Whether it's speaking, understanding?
I need speaking because university, school, business, work.
Yeah, excellent. Okay then, so what we'll do today then is we'll have a general conversation, but whilst we're having the conversation, there'll obviously be some guidance, and I'll make sure we cover lots of different things. And what I need you to do is if there's anything you don't understand, just ask. If it's a word or a saying you haven't come across before, and we do have the chat box here if you wanted to type in anything to translate, and I can do the same if it's an English word that you haven't heard of. So what we will do to start is I will start off, and I'll keep it quite short, but I will tell you a little bit about myself. And what I want you to do is, while you're listening, if you could think of possibly one or two questions to ask me at the end about what I've said. So it's good listening skills, understanding, asking questions, and then we'll do the reverse. Okay. So my name is Gillian, and I'm in England in the UK. I live in the south of England in Portsmouth, but I was actually born in the north of England in Liverpool. I came to the south because I was in the British Navy. I was then a police officer, and when I left the police, I retrained as a counsellor, so therapist, and obviously I teach English as well. I like both jobs, so I feel very lucky. I live at home with two of my three sons. My eldest son lives away with his partner. So I live with two sons and my dog, and we live by the beach. So I like going down to the beach to get some fresh air. And I also last year went back to university to study a degree in psychology because I became very interested in psychology. So that keeps me very busy, but I enjoy all of the things I do. So overall, I would say I have a quite a good life, and I'm very happy. So can you think of any questions to ask me about the things I've said?
Great, nice to meet you, teacher Gillian. No question. I need learn conversation beginning with you.
Okay, so with regards to conversation, just a couple of tips. And the reason we did that exercise to start is if you're having a conversation with somebody, you would normally then ask one or two questions about what they've said. And it doesn't have to be anything big or in depth. For example, I mentioned I had 3 sons there. So you could then ask somebody, oh, you said you had 3 sons. How old are they? What ages are they? So it was just to think of maybe a couple of things in conversation that you can ask somebody as well. So it helps the flow of conversation back and forth. Does that make sense?
No.
So in the conversation, so I've told you some things there about myself, and it would be usual to then ask a question regarding what has been said to keep the conversation flowing. So what we'll do is we'll change it round, and if you do the same, and then I will ask you a couple of questions, and then we'll progress into a normal flow of conversation. So would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yourself, my name is Muhammad. I'm 32 years old. I'm from Yemen. I am living in Saudi Arabia. I am study. I am a study. I work accounting and accounting in company. I live. I like language English and Arabic only.
Okay. Okay, so you said you're an accountant and work for an accountancy company and firm. Do you like your job?
Yes, I like it.
That's good. That's good. It's always good. It's easier to go to work if you like your job, isn't it? And do you work locally? Do you have to travel far to work? Do you live in the city?
Yes, I live in city Riyadh, in Riyadh city, big city.
Yes. So you and is your company in the city too, where you work? Your office?
Yes.
So that's convenient, isn't it? When you don't have to travel too far to go to work. And have you traveled for business? Do you ever have to visit different parts of Saudi Arabia or even different countries with your job? Or do you generally stay in the one place?
My company.
Mm-hmm.
My company in Saudi Arabia only.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia only. So you don't travel for business. Do you travel on vacation ever? Holidays?
Yes, I travel in Dammam. Dammam find the sea and beach and bus.
Yeah, yeah. It's always nice to
But
go to the beach,
but
isn't it?
but the weather very hot.
Yes.
20, 42,
Yeah.
42.
So hot. We in England at the moment, it's all summer, and if I look up there, it's 26 degrees today,
Oh,
and that's summer. So that we generally don't get much hotter than 28. So a lot cooler than you guys. You've very hot summer, isn't it? And have you ever gone on vacation to another country, to Europe, or
vacation. My vacation is Friday and Saturday.
yeah, that's your weekend. So when you have a longer holiday, have you ever traveled to visit another country?
Yes, I visit in Yemen, and this and
Yeah,
year.
yeah. And would you ever like to go abroad to visit Europe or the UK or America? Would you ever like to travel?
Yes, I like it. I wish travel in America and Canada and England.
Yeah, so you would take the opportunity to go and visit those places. Is there somewhere in particular that you would like to visit? So if you could choose one place in the world to go and visit right now, where would you go?
One place.
Yeah, so which would be your favorite, your first choice? Would it be America?
I hope in Canada.
Yes. Yeah, Canada looks I've been to the United States, but I've never been to Canada, but it looks an absolutely beautiful country, doesn't it?
Yes, United States. It's great.
Yeah, really good. So you mentioned your weekend. So that is Friday and Saturday in Saudi Arabia, isn't it? And is Friday, am I right in thinking that's the main family day, as it were?
Yes.
Friday.
This weekend in Saudi Arabia, 2 days,
Yeah,
Friday and Saturday.
yeah. And what sort of things do you do on the weekend? Do you spend time with family, with friends?
Yes, I with family. I go to the garden and the mall. I watching TV.
Yeah. So just nice to spend time with family and relax. So who is in your family?
Uh, three person.
Okay. And who is that?
Uh,
Can you
two.
describe your family?
Yes, yes. One only. One. The first study.
Right. Fantastic. And do you have any hobbies that you just do alone? So do you play sports or something like that? Any hobbies?
I like it watching TV and comedy and American film.
So you watch American movies and series, do you mainly?
Yes,
Yeah. And what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite series or movie?
yes, comedy and yes, comedy.
Yeah, you like the comedy ones. So do you prefer to watch movies at home or do you like to go to the cinema?
The cinema.
You like to go to the cinema. Yeah, it feels more of an event, doesn't it? But it's really convenient though when we have things like Netflix and YouTube and we can watch things at home as well now though, can't we? Which is really good.
Yes,
And have time to relax. So do you, when you have your dinner, do you mainly eat at home on a working day? Do you cook at home?
yes. My family cook in home.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever go out to a restaurant to
Some
eat on the
sometime I
weekend?
yes. Sometimes I eat in restaurant.
Yeah. And what is your favorite thing to eat? What's your favorite dish?
My favorite food.
Yes. Yeah, what's your favorite food?
Rice and wash and potatoes. Yes,
Yeah, that sounds tasty. That sounds like something I would like, definitely. So when you go into the city to your office, would you take your lunch with you, or are there places to get lunch at work?
the lunch.
Yes.
Yes, the lunch in Saudi Arabia. First, kabsa.
Capsa, yes.
Yes,
And do you take that with you, or would you go to a cafe?
yes, I go to the cafe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds fantastic. And when you're at home, sometimes if you don't want to cook, can you get food delivered easily? Do you ever do that?
Yes, that's, yes. I don't understand you.
So do you sometimes get food delivered to your house?
Yes,
Yeah, so we would say takeaway, food delivered. There's
yes,
so many options now, isn't there?
yes.
And
I tell it.
yeah, so and have you got any family that you go and visit who live close by?
Yes, I go with my family. Visit my father,
Mhm.
my mother. Yes,
And do you have to travel far to visit them, or are they close by?
the class boy.
They're close by. Fantastic. So hopefully you can see that we've covered lots and lots of conversation there, asking lots of questions. And because it's your first lesson, what I wanted to do was that shows you how it works if you have a general conversation with your tutor. And then what I want to show you now is what would happen if you chose a conversation lesson plan. So you can choose these before the lesson. If not, it's no problem, because as I'm going to do now, your tutor can always
Yes,
bring the lesson plan up once the lesson starts. So I'm just going to pick a conversation, English conversation lesson plan. And I just want to show you how this works, because then you can make good choices about how is best for you to learn the conversation.
yes,
So here in English conversation, there's 10 different lessons, and we will start with lesson 1, which is greetings and introductions. So can you see the slide now?
yes, yes. I see.
Yeah, so I'm just going to run, with the time we've got left, I'm going to run through some slides and show you how that works with regards to learning conversation. And then it gives you a good idea of both, and you can choose which is best for you. Or some days you may have general conversation, some days you might choose a lesson plan. It is entirely up to you. So we'll work through a few slides with the time we've got left. And these are the sort of questions that you'd ask when you're meeting someone for the first time. Okay, so if I ask the questions and then you give the answers below. So what's your name?
My name is Muhammad.
Where are you from?
I'm from Yemen.
Where do you live?
I live in Saudi Arabia.
Perfect. So we've got a listen and repeat here. So hello, my name is Jen. What's your name?
My name is Muhammad. Hello, Jan.
Brilliant. So again, listen and repeat. I am from the United States. Where are you from?
I'm from Yemen.
So again, what this is showing you is where I said at the beginning, normally when somebody tells you something, it's usual to ask a question back. So you give the answer and then you ask a question. So the conversation then flows back and forth. So I live in San Francisco. Where do you live?
I live in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh.
Okay. Hello, my name is Mark. I'm from the US. I live in New York City. So do you want to repeat that? Do you want to read it?
Yes, hello, Mark. Nice to meet you, Mark. My name is Muhammad. I live in Saudi Arabia.
Brilliant. Okay, so for him to give the answer, my name is Mark, what question would you have asked him?
What's your name?
What's your name? Perfect. And the blanks here, so what would you ask him to give the answer? I'm from the US.
Where are you from?
Yeah, where are you from? I'm from the US. And then the next one to have the answer, I live in New York City.
Where are you live?
I live in New York City. Okay, so we've got a map here, and can you see Saudi Arabia on the map?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
I
So
think
yeah, absolutely. So it's always a good idea then to see where you live. So we're going to practice an introduction. So this is when you just first meet someone and you introduce yourself. So I would say, my name's Gillian. I'm from England. I live in Portsmouth. And then you would do yours.
yes. What's your name?
My name's Gillian. I'm from England. I live in Portsmouth. So you can see how the introductions go back and forth and it keeps the conversation. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take turns in reading. So I will be the lady on the left and you will be the gentleman on the right. So I will read her part and you will read his part. Hi, my name's Jen. What's your name?
My name is Mark. Nice to meet you, Jan.
Nice to meet you too, Mark. Where are you from?
I'm from US and live in New York City.
Okay, so we'll skip past these because this is just filling in the blanks, and I'd rather you learn more about the slides. So these are the sort of things you could say when you don't understand what somebody has said. So if you didn't hear it, you would say, "Could you repeat that?" Do you want to? And if you could say these after me, so could you repeat that?
Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? Repeat that.
Yeah, could you repeat that? And another way is, could you say that again?
Could you say that again?
Yeah. Or you could say, sorry, I didn't catch that.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. And how do you spell that?
How do you spell that?
Yeah. So there's lots of things that if you don't hear something or if you don't understand it, just ask, oh, could you repeat that? What was that you said? And just make the question that to ask them. Okay, so we're going to take turns again with Jen and Mark. Hi, my name's Jen.
Could you repeat that?
My name is Jen.
How do you spell that?
Jen. Jen. So that's an example of he didn't hear her. So that's how you ask to repeat it. And again, we will take turns reading. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Doing well, I thank you. I thanks you.
I'm good.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Good, thanks. How about you?
Pretty good.
Okay, so this is a conversation at a grocery store. Okay, so I will go first. I'll do the light blue and you do the dark boxes. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, you.
Doing well, thanks. That'll be $10.
Here you go.
Brilliant. So that is a very casual conversation. You're just making a transaction in the grocery store. So you don't really need to say, what is your name? Where do you live? You just go, oh, hi, how are you? Just being pleasant, aren't you? Making small talk. and conversation. So on this one, we'll have a little practice. So you're taking a walk and a friendly person says hello. It's nobody you know, you just walk past them on your walk. So what would you think you'd say? So if we're walking past each other and I go, hello, good morning, what would you say back?
What do you say? Good.
Yeah,
Hi,
so
good morning.
what would you say back if you walked past me in a park and I just said, good morning, hi?
Good. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, that's it. So you say, oh, good morning. And sometimes you would say something simple like, oh, good morning, lovely day, isn't it? So you would just make a little bit of small talk, nothing too long. So we've got a little slide to review here. Hi, my name's Jen.
Ben, could you say that again?
No, Jen, Jen.
Jen. My name is Mark. How's it going?
I'm good, thanks. Where are you from?
I'm from the US.
Okay, so can you see how that works? That's a really basic lesson. There's so many different lessons, and some of them we will have discussions and talk about things, and they get more difficult as you go along. But it also tells you what to do in certain situations, different types of conversations you would have. So in every day, in business, there's some lesson plans that are just for business English. So what did you think of the slides, or did you prefer normal conversation, or did you prefer the slides?
The hunting English. I think in office, the work in business.
Mm-hmm.
Read this slide.
Yeah, no, I was just asking you, did you, so the first part of the lesson, and we just had conversation, the two of us, and then the second part of the lesson, we had the slides. Which one did you prefer?
Yes. How are you? Good morning.
You know, did you like the slides, or did you like just the conversation we had?
Yes, the slide.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
you like the slides. Okay,
Yes.
so if you want to read this, which is regarding the handshake.
The handshake.
Mm-hmm.
In English speaking countries, we shake hands when we meet someone for the first time. We also shake hands to say hello and goodbye in a formal setting like work.
Yeah. So in English-speaking countries, you would shake hands when you meet someone for the first time to say hello and goodbye, and in a formal setting like work. So if you walked into a different business or company, or if you walked into a meeting, you would shake hands. Is that something that you would do in Saudi Arabia? Do you shake hands?
Yes.
Yeah. And how about hugging? So this says in North America, friends and family often hug to say hello and goodbye. So is that a greeting that you would have in Saudi Arabia, to hug family and friends, hello and goodbye?
How do you? I think shaking hands. Shaking hands.
Yeah. So you would prefer to shake hands. Okay. So this is just saying, why are you learning English? So you said you're learning English for work, didn't you?
Teacher.
Yeah.
Uh, the time I think finish.
Yeah, that's it. And that's our last slide.
Okay.
So this is just a little game in case we've got extra time, which we haven't. So really well done today. And you can have a look at the lesson plans and see which ones and which subjects you would like. And I may see you again on Cambly, but I wish you lots of luck with your English studies. If not, you did really well today. Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, teacher. See you tomorrow. I think, okay, inshallah, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.